Hi, I'm Matt with Dirt Road Cred, and today on this Distinction Applied installation video, we're going to show you how to install a set of color-matched hood latches onto your 2018 to present Jeep Wrangler JL, as well as your 2020 to present Jeep Gladiator. These color-matched hood latches from Distinction Applied start life as the factory Mopar hood latches. Now, you can order them with or without the inside latch that actually mounts onto the hood, or you can get them just as the outer latches as we've got today. Now, these are available in factory colors, accent colors, or even hydrographic dip patterns to help perfectly accent the hood of your vehicle. Now, these take about 10 minutes to install, and the only tools required to do so are a 10mm socket, a 13mm box wrench, and give yourself just a little bit of time and maybe hold the hood up at about 12 inches to get it done. Now, for today's installation, we're going to install a set of 41 paint matched hood latches and inner catches onto our 2025 Jeep Wrangler. Let's get started. So the first step of this installation is to, of course, unlatch your hood latch. So you'll just want to pull this down, and then you might have to give it a little bit of force to pull up. The one caveat with ordering this as a two-piece, so if you've got the outer assembly here, which is the latch, and then here is the catch, is that Brian down at Distinction Applied did say when you slide this over repetitively, so as you go to close this will eventually wear down the paint on the painted piece. So if you look at the painted piece that we're putting on here, watch how that slides over. This will eventually wear down a bit just due to mechanics of doing that. So one thing to notice, however, inside there is a rubber insert, so it will hold it into place. Now, you're going to want to make sure that you also open the other side, and then in the middle of your hood, just push it over to the right to release that safety latch. Now, we're going to put it up just about as high as we are comfortable and support our hood with some sort of heavy-duty structure. In our case, it's a nice box, but if you're working underneath here, make sure that it's supported well, or just use the standard hood prop, put it up and put it into place. Using either a 13mm box wrench or in our situation a 1/2 inch might do the trick. You're going to go ahead and remove this lower nut that holds this on. Now be careful. Once you start to loosen it out pretty bad, it can drop in between the fender and the inner fender liner. And trust me, on experience, you don't want to try and fish that out if it doesn't hit the floor. So just make sure you have a good grip of it and pull it off just like so. We will be reusing this nut here, but we can set this part aside. Once you have that removed, go ahead and grab your brand new paint matched Distinction Applied hood latch, set it into place, go ahead and grab the nut that came off of the factory piece and work it behind there. It's a little bit of a balancing act, just making sure that it starts with the threads there. And as you're tightening it, make sure that the alignment pins are in. There really is only one way to do so, and I'm just hand tightening it by just a little bit of force on here. It's not too crazy tight to do. Get it snugged up by hand. Open up your hood catch like so. Then go ahead and grab your box wrench and just get this nice and snugged up. Really, the crucial part with this is just making sure those alignment pins are lined up, as well as this section right here is just smoothly on the inner fender. Don't go crazy tight on this as it's just pulling a stud through, but you want to get it snug because this is, once again, holding the hood down as you drive. Once you have that tightened up, we're going to go ahead and grab our 10mm socket if you are doing the upper latch section. If not, you're complete on this, but in our case, we are doing the secondary piece, so we'll do that up top. If you're going to be installing the hood catch up top and swapping it out with a paint match piece, you're going to need a 10mm socket as well as a ratchet, and there are 2 nuts on the back of this that you're going to want to remove. Once again, same thing, just loosen it nicely, and you'll want to do it by hand at the end, and do not let them fall because you don't want them dropping in your engine bay. And this is also why I say either hold it up with a hood prop depending on how tall your Jeep is, but make sure it's nice and sturdy there because you have an easier way to reach in and access it. Go ahead and grab this back one, and we'll loosen that one up as well. And once you pull both of the nuts off, this will simply pull off right like so, and the studs are attached to it. Go ahead and grab your Distinction Applied color matched front catch, set it into place like so, and use the stock nuts that you would have pulled off your factory piece. Get them hand tightened on the back just until you can't anymore, and then we will get them snugged up with a 10mm. You don't have to go too crazy on these, but make sure they are snugged up on the vehicle. And once we have both sides installed too, we will close this, latch it, and make sure that it is catching properly, because this does have a little bit of play up and down that you can adjust to make the hood catch either tighter or looser, depending on how much hood reveal you have. Once you've repeated the same process on the other side, make sure that you leave them open like this and go ahead and close your hood. And you can now admire your finished product. Check that out. Much, much better than that standard satin or that flat black that comes on the Jeep, and it really gives it a nice accent piece here on the front. After about 5 minutes and just 2 simple hand tools, we've completely changed the front look of both our hood, the front grille, and our fender by adding on a set of these distinction applied paint matched hood catches. Now what I like about these hood latches is that they both have the lower and the upper section if you option it like that. It gives it a nice flow in from the hood to the side of the vehicle, or if you're looking to accent it, this is a great place to show your accent color. I hope this video helped you out. If you have any further questions, be sure to reach out through the website or give us a phone call. If you picked up a set of these for your Jeep, thanks for making your Jeep distinct with distinction applied.